What's up, Raider Nation? Here with another video. Yours truly, Michael Canelo. Today we're going to recap our Week 12 loss to the defending champs, Kansas City Chiefs. And let's just get started by the news this morning that broke that we released our cornerback, Marcus Peters, after a terrible game from him. Yesterday, he made like one good play, but after that, man, he was going back to not being physical, not tackling, showing no effort. They eventually benched him, and according to multiple sources, he did throw a tantrum on the sideline and was going at it with our head coach, Antonio Pierce. And this morning just came out that we cut him. We saved about 1.1 million in incentives that we would have paid him throughout the whole year that he was supposed to make if he would have stayed with us. But this comes not as a shock because he was actually supposed to almost get cut in late October because of the play. He was not being physical at all, just lazy, and that the Raider Nation does not accept that. And early on in the year, we had high hopes for him. He is a good corner, but that time comes for everyone where you're not physical enough, and he's never been that physical. But the elite level that he used to be wasn't here just because of age and stuff. But wish him nothing but the best. But we cut him this morning, and now let's get into the game. Late yesterday afternoon. And to start with the Raiders, that first quarter started off strong, went down the field, scored. And then Josh Jacobs, he had that long TD run to put us up 14-0. But here's the big part of the game where I think it kind of changed, even though we got a stop on defense after. When it was 4th and 1 early on, and our head coach, Antonio Pierce, decided to kick the field goal, even though Carlson missed it. Have he had made the field goal, I think he was still a bad decision by him, because when you have a team like the Chiefs that you're going up against, you don't leave points off the board like that. But I'm talking about the 6-7 points instead of the 3. You're not going to beat the Chiefs or any elite level team by kicking field goals. And we're running the ball good, we're freaking moving the line in our favor. And right there, who knows, man? Josh Jacobs or a little tush push fake, end of round speed sweep, And I believe when those situations pop up, especially early in the game, you go for it. Late in the game, you went for it earlier, and if you didn't get it or you do get it, now all right, this time I'm gonna kick the field goal or go for it. But early on, I always like to go for it, especially against a team like that, the Chiefs, where field goals ain't gonna win the game. But throughout the whole game, the Chiefs made better adjustments, especially in the second half, taking away Devontae Adams, stacking them up and stuff like that. And throughout the whole game, too, our two best players possibly on both sides of the ball, our left tackle, Colin Miller, who was in 100%, and you could tell. And especially Max Crosby, who came in at 60, 70% at most, as most people said. And yesterday after the game, he didn't want to admit that, if we caused them more injury by playing in the game yesterday. But, he's the heart and soul of the team. And Colin Miller also a tough guy, so they hacked it out. And, they want to be out there with the guys, and they try to get this Raider win. But early on, Colin Miller was successful, good blocks and everything. But you could just see throughout the game, both players, started wearing on them, the injuries. And eventually, Max Crosby got taken out late in the fourth when the game was practically over. And we had to call a timeout because he didn't want to come off the field. We had 12 men, so we had to call a timeout. But let's also talk about where we stand here with the new head coach and the new offense coordinator. A bunch of people want to be like, oh, fire this guy, fire that guy. Why just go out there and search for a new coach? We need a new quarterback. And it is frustrating losing because we felt like we had this one in our hands as a fan. We did. We let one slip away. But you guys also got to remember, man, there's a couple plays in the game, like a big downfield pass to Devontae Adams that it was pass interference clearly. That was good throwing ball, good route by Adams, good play call by our offense coordinator. And the ref just didn't throw the flag, man. And you could clearly see Adams was frustrated. You don't really see him like that. But when they showed the replay, oh, my God, he was getting tugged and pulled. That was a big play of the game. And also, when Josh Jacobs missed a pass down the middle that it was kind of a bullet, but I believe he should have caught that down the middle, like a little diamond throw, and he could have had like at least 30, 40, even took it to the house again on that play. It's just plays like that. When you're playing against good teams like the Chiefs, you can't make, you got to make those plays. And the refs too, man, like, I don't like blaming them, but man, Adams was held on that one. We also got to understand that we do got a rookie quarterback coming in with, I think, his fifth start now, fourth consecutive. And, rookies make rookie mistakes. And also with our head coach and our offense coordinator that had to come in a position that, they're not accustomed to and trying to get us the wins. We're competitive. We see the results on the field, not the W's and the L's, because, of course, there's no more victories in the NFL. You always want to win. This team is improving, and you could tell by the way the team is reacting to these new coaches that are put in these positions. 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, man, I ain't sitting up here thinking we're going to win with McDaniels and those guys. We probably got blown out by at least 20 or if not 30, But this new coaching staff got them believing, and you could tell they want Antonio Peters to stay our head coach, and they're fighting for him every step of the way. And, it shows. It shows out there when you have players like Miller and Crosby going out there and getting 100%. Marcus Yips that got banged up when Pacheco scored that touchdown. Gideon Stinger going back out there, Aiden O'Connell, staying tall in the pocket, took a couple hits, only one sack. But, these guys want to win for Antonio Peters, and they want him to be the head coach, and they're putting the best foot forward. And some fans and some people had to calm down about firing and, we need a quarterback and everything. It's hard coming into situations like that, especially when other teams have the same regime for years and years, The playbook's not as expanded as all the other teams. The rookies that have got OTAs, knowing they're going to play, getting the playbook, getting familiar with it, and getting reps early on in the year. Aiden O'Connell, came in, probably training camp limited, also limited in early on in the year in practice, because Jimmy G was a starter. And same thing with the head coach, man. Limited with the play calling. Our offense coordinator limited with the play calling. He has to take some from Josh McDaniels and try to make his own to extend plays and stuff like that. And that's a hard thing to do, You always want to win, and there's no more victories, but man, you just have to be real with what you see out there from your team. And this is a game which, once again, I believe we could win. Made them better adjustments, and this defense for the Chiefs ain't no joke, man. I can tell you that much. It's probably the best defense of the Chiefs' last 7-year run that they made to a Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game. They made adjustments. Steve Spagnuolo, great DC, made adjustments, and they took away our run game in the second half, but also because Colton Miller was hurt. But other than that, we go into a bye week. Probably needed this a little bit earlier, but, Crosby, Miller banged up, other players banged up, and hopefully we get healthy and we have a good stretch coming out of our bye. We do play the Vikings next. I believe we're going to win that game, and we're probably going to go realistically 4-1. The only game I see having trouble when we have to go on Christmas Day over to Missouri, Chiefs Kingdom. That's a hard place to play, and not getting that win there is going to probably hurt our chances in the playoffs. We still have a chance, but it's slim to make it. I believe we're going to have to go 5-0, and that game at the Chiefs is going to be hard to win, but it's winnable. But we also got the Cardinals and Colts coming up too that are really good teams to play against. They, slap in the face now that the Broncos got something going, and the Colts too with Minshew. Man, it's going to be a hard closeout, but I believe they go 4-1, finish 98 record, and maybe we still won in Kansas City and go 10-7. I believe that's the record for us to get in, but it's going to be a tough one. But the things I like is they're improving. You see they're fighting for their coaches, and hopefully this regime stays for next year, but they still got time to decide all that. No time to rush into any decisions right now about quarterback and head coaching and GMs and all that. Let them play out these last 5 games and see what happens. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you next time. Always remember, just win, baby, and go Raiders.